What if I told you your cat has been trying to tell you something every single day and you've been missing it? Not because you don't love them, but because no one ever taught you the one language they actually speak. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover will change the way you see your cat forever. Secret 1. The blink that costs everything. You are sitting across the room from your cat. Nothing particular is happening, and then slowly, so slowly you almost miss it, they close their eyes. Not all the way, just a long, melting, deliberate blink, and then they open them again, and they are still looking at you. You probably smiled when it happened and didn't know exactly why. Something in your chest recognized it as real before your mind did. Closing your eyes in the wild is one of the most dangerous things any living creature can do. For that 1/2 second, you are completely blind, utterly vulnerable, unable to see what is coming. And yet your cat chose blindness in front of you, deliberately. Animal behaviorist Dr. Karen McComb at the University of Sussex discovered that when cats slow blink at humans and humans slow blink back, cats approach those people with far greater trust and comfort than strangers who don't respond. In a language that has no words, your cat is saying, "You are not a threat. You are not the wild. You are the safest place I know, and you can say it back, right now." Soften your gaze, relax your face, and slowly, gently let your eyes close. That is not a small thing. That is a conversation that has been waiting to happen for as long as they have known you. Secret 2. The gift that looks like a crime scene. I have to talk about something uncomfortable, and I need you to stay with me through the discomfort, because what is waiting on the other side of it will change everything. At some point in your life with your cat, they have almost certainly brought something to your feet. A dead mouse, a bird, maybe just a toy, dragged dramatically across the floor and deposited at your ankles like an offering to a small and bewildered god. And you reacted with horror or exhaustion or a very long, very tired exhale of, "Not again." But here is what was actually happening in that moment. In the wild, a mother cat does not simply nurse her kittens and send them into the world unprepared. She teaches them. The most critical lesson she ever teaches is how to hunt, how to feed themselves, how to survive without her. She brings back prey. She places it in front of them and says without a word, "This is how you stay alive. I am showing you because I love you and I need you to live when I am gone." That blueprint is hardwired into every cat's brain that has ever existed. And when your cat brought something to you specifically out of every person and every corner of the house, they were running that same ancient sacred program. They looked at you and privately concluded, "This person cannot hunt. This person needs me to provide for them." They were not being gross. They were being a protector, a provider, a teacher who decided that keeping you alive was their personal responsibility in this world. The next time it happens, before you recoil, take one breath. Look at them. Say thank you out loud, even if it feels strange, because something that loves you just gave you everything it had. Secret 3. The invisible ink only they can read. Has your cat ever walked up to you slowly, not rushing, not frantic, and pressed their forehead directly into you? Not a quick brush past your leg? Not an accident. A slow, deliberate, full contact press of their forehead against your hand, your cheek, your knee, and then they held it there for just a moment, completely still, eyes soft. In that moment, something invisible happened, something you could not see or measure. But your cat could. Cats have scent glands embedded in precise locations across their body, their cheeks, their forehead, the corners of their mouth. When they press these places against you, they release pheromones, chemical signals so small they are invisible to human senses, but broadcast loudly and permanently to every other cat in the world. And those signals carry one single unmistakable message: mine. Not possessive, in the way that home means mine, in the way that family means mine. In cat society, cats only scent mark what belongs to their world, their safe places, their comfort zones, the beings they trust completely. When two cats love each other, they press foreheads and weave their scents into a shared identity that says, "We belong to the same story." When your cat pressed their forehead into you, they were doing that exact thing, rewriting your identity in a language only they can read, and announcing to every creature with a nose, "This human, this one, they are with me. You are not their owner anymore." You have been written into their world as something far older and more permanent than that. You are their person, marked in invisible ink that never fades. Secret 4. The most expensive trust in the animal kingdom. I call this the moment that has broken the hearts of well-meaning cat owners for as long as people and cats have lived together, and it goes like this. Your cat rolls over, stretches all 4 legs toward the ceiling, eyes gone completely soft, belly exposed and utterly undefended. You think, finally, an invitation, the invitation. You reach down with open hands, and chaos arrives from nowhere. Both paws grab your wrist, there may be a bite, there are definitely back legs involved, and then the moment is simply over, and you are both sitting there in the aftermath, and you feel, quietly, like you have been deceived. Here is what actually happened, and it dissolves the confusion entirely. The belly of any living creature is its most completely unprotected place. No thick fur over vital organs, no muscle armor, nothing standing between the outside world and everything that keeps the animal alive. For a creature built on survival instinct, exposing the belly is almost unthinkable. It does not happen by accident. When your cat showed you their belly, they were not asking you to touch it. They were performing the single most vulnerable gesture in their entire physical vocabulary, displaying maximum trust, saying, "Look at what I will do around you. Look at how completely safe I feel in this moment with you." It was a gift of visibility, a declaration of safety, and the bite that followed your hand, not betrayal, ancient reflex. A protective response hardwired so deep that it fires even when their heart trusts you completely. Because the nervous system does not know the difference between love and a threat. So next time, look. Let your face go soft. Honor what was just offered without taking it. Because the restraint you show in that moment is more meaningful to your cat than any gesture of affection you have ever performed. Secret 5. The midnight report you never knew you were receiving. It is 2:47 in the morning. The house is completely still. And then, thunder. 4 small paws moving at full, unrestrained velocity through every room, off every surface, down every hallway, and gone into the dark before you can process what just happened. You lie in the silence that follows, staring at the ceiling, wondering what world your cat is living in that requires this level of urgency at this specific hour of the night. Here is the answer, and it is more revealing than you might expect. Cats are crepuscular animals. Their biological peak energy windows are calibrated by evolution for dawn and dusk. Not noon, not midnight. But domesticated cats are remarkable creatures who bend their rhythms to live alongside ours. The result is a body carrying ancient biological drive that has been held in polite check all day. And the midnight sprint is what happens when that compression finally releases. Stored energy, unexpressed hunting instinct, every impulse that spent 12 hours waiting for the right moment, finally moving through the body the way it was always meant to. But here is the part that changes how you think about it. Researchers studying emotional well-being in cats found that cats living in anxious or unsettled environments have longer and more erratic zoomy episodes, while cats in homes where they feel genuinely safe and bonded to their humans have shorter, calmer bursts and return to stillness far faster. The length of the chaos is a report, a quiet, unconscious communication about how settled your cat feels in their daily life. A brief sprint and back to sleep beside you? They are good, truly good. A long, frantic hour of sprinting through the dark? Your cat may be trying to move something out of their body that their days are not giving them space to release. The midnight ghost is not a malfunction. It is a message in motion. Secret 6. The posture that holds a philosophy. Right now, somewhere in your home, your cat is probably sitting like a perfect, still, warm loaf of bread. Paws tucked completely underneath their body, tail wrapped around in a neat curve, eyes half closed, not a single muscle ready for anything. It looks adorable, it looks passive, but it is one of the most meaningful postures in your cat's entire physical language, and most people walk past it 100 times without understanding what they are seeing. Think about what a cat looks like in full alert. Body low and coiled, ears pitched forward, pupils blown wide, paws positioned and ready, every muscle a loaded question. Every signal in that posture is readiness. Every line of the body says armed. Now look at the loaf. Paws hidden, the first weapon's gone entirely from view. Tail wrapped and contained, not lashing. Eyes soft and slow, not scanning. Every single indicator of threat readiness switched quietly off. Every defense put away, deliberately, because nothing here requires it. The loaf is your cat's body saying, I do not need to be ready right now. Nothing in this place requires my armor. I can simply exist here, without defense, without watchfulness, without the weight of survival sitting on my shoulders. This is contentment in its most honest and unperformed form. It is not something they do for your benefit. It is what the body does when the world feels genuinely, completely safe. And if your cat holds this posture near you, beside you on the couch, at your feet on the floor, in the corner of your peripheral vision while you work, you are part of why the armor came off. You are part of what made them believe, in that quiet, ordinary moment, that nothing is coming. Secret 7. The memory that lives in the pause. There is a behavior your cat does that undoes people when they finally understand it, and it begins in the very first hours of life. A newborn kitten, eyes still sealed shut, navigates entirely by warmth and smell toward their mother, and begins to knead, pushing their paws rhythmically into her belly, in and out, the motion releasing milk, warmth radiating from every direction, a heartbeat close and constant. In those first hours, the kitten's entire nervous system is receiving its foundational education in what safety feels like, what being completely held and loved and protected feels like. And that knowledge, that first, deepest cellular memory, never leaves. It does not fade with age or experience or the distance of years. It goes somewhere below conscious thought, below memory the way we know it, and it lives in the pause, in the rhythm, in the slow and involuntary muscle memory of the first safe thing they ever knew. When your adult cat climbs into your lap and begins to knead, pushing paws slowly in and out, eyes drifting half closed, a low and almost surprised purr beginning somewhere in their chest, they are reaching back through everything they have ever lived and finding that oldest memory again. And they are finding it in you. You have become, in the deepest emotional architecture of their brain, a place that registers as the first safe thing they ever knew. When your cat needs you, even if the claws are slightly out, even if it is mildly uncomfortable, stay still if you can. Be present. Because what is happening in their body in that moment is not small. They are remembering what it felt like to be completely and entirely loved. And right now, in this moment, that feeling has your shape. Secret 8. The calculation that ends with your name. A sleeping cat is a completely defenseless cat, and every creature in the natural world understands this at a level deeper than thought. Sleep is the moment of total exposure. No awareness, no defenses, no ability to respond to what is coming, which means where a cat chooses to sleep is not random, not casual, not convenient. It is the result of constant, unconscious, meticulous calculation, assessing temperature, sight lines, escape routes, threat levels, the feel of every surface, the safety of every corner, running every variable in the environment over and over before making a decision. Your cat has assessed every inch of your home with senses sharper than yours. They know which window has the clearest sightline, which shelf sits high enough to see everything approaching, which hidden corner has 2 exits. They have mapped this entire space in ways you cannot see, using tools you do not have. They have run every number. And after all of that, after evaluating every option with the full weight of ancient survival instinct, they chose to sleep on you. On your chest, where your heartbeat is directly beneath their body. On your legs, surrounded by your warmth on both sides, pressed against your back in the dark, breathing in slow time with you, rising and falling through the night, in rhythm with something alive. Out of every safe corner, every warm surface, every perfectly still and perfectly protected sleeping option available to them. They chose the one spot that moves, that breathes, that might roll over or shift or accidentally disturb them. They chose the alive one. They chose you. And I want you to sit with what that means, said plainly. All of the survival math, all of the ancient instinct, all of the hardwired biological calculation running through their blood and bones every moment of every day, it all arrived at the same answer. Of everything in this world, you are the safest place they know.